In a world of so much tribulations, challenges and trials, the Word of God is your tool for victory, transformation and testimony. Get equipped as you listen to Apostle Fabian Nna unveil the Word of God to you. Listen and be blessed.
The most important deliverance is not that which was done by laying of hands. One of the most important deliverance is a mental deliverance. Mental deliverance. Now, it is easier to be delivered when you are two in a family fighting the battle. Bible says one shall chase 1,000, then two shall chase 10,000. So if you have brothers, friends, brothers that is from the same family with you in Port Harcourt, then this is a vital opportunity for you to get them here and you pray together and see how God can deliver the family. It's very vital. It's very important. I think today Apostle Joel spoke to me directly. The messages were for me and I accepted it with good heart. Listen to me. A moment like this, most people will always say, are you sure this message concern me? Sit down, and you will see so many patterns repeating in your father's house every day. My father walked, got to the level of a director in Ministry of Finance. He could only add small block to what my grandmother built. A mud house. You know those mud houses, they will use cement. My wife came in to see it. So my father just added something. Small thing. Somebody that got to the level of a director. The money was not a problem. Somebody that was able to buy good car, but couldn't build. It took years. Imagine a house that my grandmother, the person that gave it to my father, built. We came to live in the house. If you hit it, if it was mud, my father decided to plaster it with cement. If you hit it hard, you see the mud. And if you for you to enter the house, you must bend down to go inside. So when we are talking about pattern does not respect English, does not respect status. It does not respect certificate. I told you some years ago I went to a village in a Colombia, and they were calling a man Prof. Everybody Prof. Prof was carrying firewood coming back from the bush. Prof. And when this man opened his mouth to talk English, you can use it to eat. 6 spotlights. Just this one is not Queen's English, this is King's English. Very and with correct diction. I asked him why are they calling him Prof. He said he's good. He got his PhD, he became a professor in America. Everybody in their house, 5 of them are PhD holders, but no one is doing anything. Guess what? I'll share that story here. It was in the place of prayer, after a few days of family prayer, that the man came back because there was no job. He came back to Nigeria to get a job. They promised to give him a job in Nigeria. They disappointed me, ended up in the village. The school he applied to be a lecturer sent a letter to him for 2 years before, but it didn't deliver to him. Then emails and all these things were not available. So they posted his message, his letter to post office. He stayed there for years. Pattern. It was after that time, after the prayer, from nowhere, they brought letter that has expired. The man had to write to the school again. Fortunately, they sent him message that his employment still stands. That is how the man left village back to America to go and be a lecturer. But if not for that family deliverance, he would have wasted in the village. Forget about you are figure 8. You have fine legs, fine shape. It's just a matter of years. You won't. That figure will mean nothing. A man whose father was a drunkard should not walk in a bar. If your father is a drunkard, don't walk in a bar. Don't, because you are not closer to the river. I'm telling you. So within this period, these Tuesdays, if I were you, come fasting. It took 4 years to deal with the pattern of my father's house, and I'm still dealing with it. 4 good intentional years. I traveled, went to a place where nobody knew me, went to another state. I was not coming home at all. I was not running. I was only going to gather myself, to train myself to deal with it. It took 1 month. I brought down the house by my grandmother, the one my grandmother built and the one my father built. I brought it down, leveled it, and erected a new structure. And I made sure I built all of them in suit. All of them in suit. I asked them in the market, which is the biggest tie, finest tie. They say it was Spanish ties. I used everywhere. I tied. Jonathan has been to the house.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
so Jonathan has been to my house. So I built it. The people were asking, where did this man keep money? Because over the years, I have dealt with that, which is the obstacle. So don't joke. Don't joke with this Tuesday's prayer. Don't joke. If you can add fasting to it, forget it. God answers prayer. But I want to teach you a lesson from what Apostle Joel, when we were reading that particular place, I was smiling. Mama was asking me, why are you smiling? I said, I just got a revelation. Are you surprised that Peter knocked? They refused to open. Peter did not go back. Bible says he kept knocking. So you don't stop praying until you get what you are looking for. Because the people that should help you have also powers fighting them. There is a message. I said I will preach that message when your helper needs help. Some of you are angry with certain people that they have money, they are not helping you. You don't know what they are fighting to. When your helper needs help, are you aware I can help this man? From the day I gave him money, what is fighting him will take over and look for me. Because what is fighting him does not want him to survive. And I will say by next month I will make you a millionaire. And the team said, okay, this is where his blessing is going to come from. Let me leave him and face where the source is coming from. Let me leave. So sometimes people make promise, you call them. And I tell people, the last message I preached about good success, I said, most times when people make promise to you, don't focus on them, focus on God. Focus on God. Somebody said, I will give you 200,000 next week. He didn't do it. Don't call them on phone every day. Take their matter back to God. And when you are done with them in the place of prayer, God himself will speak to them. Be intentional. Some people come to church and they want prophecy like this. They want it to be done. No. Peter knocked. The door did not open. So there is no way or where it is written that your problem can be solved or will be solved instantly. But your continuous position. Bible said, keep knocking, the door will be open. The King James said, knock. No, the original Greek translation of that word knock is knock. It's in a continuous tense. Keep knocking, the door will be opened up unto you. Keep asking. You don't stop asking before this because they said no. Keep asking. My maternal home, my grandmother is about 130 something years. The person that gave to my mother, gave birth to my mother. She's still alive. She's 130 something. The person that gave birth to my mother. 130. Okay, you have seen her. That was, we saw her when she was about 120 something or thereabout. We went to visit to see her. The immediate children, the children here cannot build something for her. The money I was sending to support was they were diverting it. And they called me and said, rain is about to fall, there's a problem. And I told them, I said, give me from now till end of the month. I will roof that place for her to, because you know, this is, when one thing about breaking patterns, when you break out the pattern, you have ability to help those that are still held by the pattern. When somebody breaks it, then there is possibility that others will break out. I told my auntie, I said, my grandmother, every week she's on constant money until the day she dies. Every week, it is my responsibility. I told them every week, I want her to see food, and she said, I don't want to eat. I don't want they say medicine is the reason it's a position I took. Because somebody must break the yoke. It is not to stand on the pulpit, and this is not just the prayer you pray when you come here. Go home and pray. Apostle Joel gave us a prayer that is an eye-opener. Every pattern that is taking me outside the will of God. There are patterns that is pushing you. Go off. Are you aware there are patterns that make you talk to those that should be your helper? As you like. There are patterns that will make you talk to your helper as you like. Listen to me. Sometimes I told us to be intentional about friendship. Don't be friend to somebody because of today. Be intentional of tomorrow. So even if they abuse you, you know this one carries light. Take it. You are not taking the insult because of today. You are taking it because of tomorrow. Be strategic. Somebody told you, gave you a harsh voice, and then they call you again for life. And that is the one that should even give you the life you are saying for life. Not they quick delete people's phone number because of anger. Don't be quick to say, I am done. Let me share a story because we have 3 prayer points to pray. Let me share this story. Just happened, I think last month or January. I know of a guy. He got a job at another place. Unfortunately, I know him. He said, Pastor, I got a higher paying job. I call him. I say, Emmanuel, my spirit says you should not resign from here. He says, sir, where they gave me appointment letter is ×2 of his salary. I say, Emmanuel, my spirit said, don't resign. He said, Daddy, for the first time, I will disobey you. He wrote letter, his resignation letter, forwarded it to my WhatsApp. I say, Emmanuel, my spirit said, don't resign. He said, Daddy, how can I stay in a place where I have opportunity to be paid ×2 of the salary? I said, okay, Emmanuel, go ahead. He resigned, took the letter to the boss. The secretary took it to the boss. The boss read it, sent a message back to the secretary, said, I will not allow you to go. And guess what? The other company he got need a written letter from this other place that they have released him. So he pushed and pushed and pushed. Finally, he met with the boss. He says, I know you are a very wicked person. You're supposed to encourage me and this. And the man looked at it and said, Emmanuel, it's because I love you that I want you to stay here. He insulted him and said, even if you make me lose this job, I will not still work for you. As he was about leaving the office, the man called him. Said, what do you want? He said, give me the letter they asked. The man used his hand. Instead of typing, he used his hand to draft the letter, put his teeth, bam, gave him. Emmanuel entered the new office only 1 week. They sacked him. 1 week, he was sacked. Why? Because a simple thing as email, he was supposed to send to somebody, send to another company. And these are two companies bidding for the same thing. So instead of later he will give to the other person, he now gave it to the other person. Now the other company now saw that their own quote was even better than the other, and they confronted the Oga. Emmanuel was sacked. Till today, as I speak, is job hunting. Power. Something was just pushing him. He said to me, Daddy, for the first time, I will disobey you. He said, pray. I should pray. How? If I don't have anything to pray about, I sit down and watch movie. Rise on your feet.